Good morning, Denise Dryden here, and we're going to talk about clutter today, our attachment to clutter. And I've got my desk set up so I have a hard surface because I've got a prompt, some props I want to use, and I think it's going to be fun. So let's start with this idea of, I'm moving around here because let's start with our idea of clutter. Like, what is clutter? So I have two concepts I want to present on the idea of clutter and maybe shift our awareness into what our relationship is with it and, what we can do about it. So the first one, well, first of all, it's that clutter, let's define it. It's a collection of things lying about in an untidy mass. Hi, Kelly. So glad you're here. An untidy mass. Like, here I am filming clutter, right? And I'm behind probably one of the most cluttered bookcases in the entire world. And this is my joy. This is where whatever goes in that red bookcase is reflective of me. And that's about the only place where clutter kind of shows up. But enjoy that clutter back there. A collection of things lying about in an untidy mass to fill or cover with scattered or disordered things that impede movement and effectiveness. So are there things, good morning, are there things that impede your movement or your effectiveness? And that's clutter. It's a state of holding on to things, patterns, needs, and it's a state of being untidy and a state of living in disorder. So there have been so many articles and things written over the last 2 decades, and the majority of them will look at it from a physical, like, the room, the house. They'll look at it on an emotional level, and they'll look at it on an economic level. And so let's just sort of break away and look at it from 2 different perspectives. So the first one I want to cover is order. That order has value. And that order is part of the universe. We have order the way that our planets cycle each other. We have order in the way that the sun comes up and the sun goes down each day. That there's a natural intrinsic order to things. And that to bring into order, especially as a human being on this planet, is to remove distractions, burdens, patterns, and all that prevents you from movement and effectiveness. So it makes sense that, for me especially, when I bring things to order, then they're in, like sort of that Marie Montessori, everything in its place and a place for everything. When it's like that, then I sit back and I go, okay, I don't have anything to worry about right now. So what wants to catch my attention? What's out there tapping me on the shoulder? Because I've put everything where it needs to be, and then I can let go. So that value of order allows us access to connection. Connection to the people that we love, the things that inspire us, the things that work. And what happens is that if we don't allow ourselves freedom for connection, then we don't get those ahas. We don't get those little taps from the universe. We don't get those magical moments where a kid does something that you didn't expect and they completely surprise you. And then that you create one of those, like, that's who this kiddo is. But we have to be able to pay attention in order to see those. So order is going to be really crucial. Second concept I want to talk about is that clutter is energetic. Energetic. And energetic means that it's based in an energy of lust. And lust, lust can take so many forms. It's really tricky little energy form. It's more is better. And if this is good, then more is better. It's sort of what drives addiction. It drives that insatiable need for things. And so if clutter is the energy of lust, it's a sensation, and we get stuck a lot of times as adults in either collecting, maintaining, or preserving the things that matter to us, the things that feed us. So are you a collector? Do you keep buying and collecting from all over the place things that feed you? Or is your energy caught into maintaining? Like, the more I dust these off and put them in this drawer in a certain way, the toys, the cooking stuff, the pictures, all of that stuff, the better I feel about myself. Or is it this preservation, which is, I am the keeper of my grandmother's china. I am the keeper of the family photos. I am the keeper of our family history. And so are you in an energy that's taking over, or are you participating with it in a healthy way? Are you looking for things to buy, things to do, things to fill that satiated or insatiated need of you, which is, I don't feel good, so I need to go touch and control and be around things. You know, what's your relationship with busyness, with overwhelm, with others, with yourself? This is how clutter comes in that form of either order or lust, and it sort of breaks apart the things that really matter to us, and we get distracted and we get into maintaining these things rather than what matters. And I've got an exercise that's going to be really fun on this. So clutter shows up in our relationships as parents, and that's, you know, I'm a coach for parents, for those who choose to parent. So we're really going to talk about, you know, what happens when clutter goes into our need for attachment. You know, building a home, a life together, the longevity, you know, the sort of like solid things that you can hold on to. The other one is promise of longevity, creating memories, creating traditions. You know, we did this for Christmas once, so we should always do this for Christmas, because this is what matters to my children. And we get stuck in that repetitive loop, which is, if this is good, then if I recreate it, I'm going to recreate the same experience. And we get lost, and we start collecting all of these things to force or hold a paradigm or a memory in place. The desire to create moments of magic. You know, we all do that. You give you know, like I have a son, he collected cars when he was little, really little, like 2 and 3, he was collecting all the matchboxes, and I would collect cars for him. And it got to the point where we had bins of cars all over the house. So it's like you give something and you watch that, that moment of magic, that connection, and you go, now I know what to do to make this person light up. So we start to collect, and we start to accumulate, and we start to tap on that moment of inspiration or moment of surprise or moment of love. And then that brings us to the last one here on parenting, which is, this is a version of how we show love. You know, if we show love by having boxes and boxes of pictures, or setting the table in something that once was wonderful, one meal, you know, 10 years ago, this is how we show love. This is what we do to create love. So clutter can take the form of stuff and hobbies and scheduling and busyness and volunteering and sports and performance driven neediness. You know, it's what happens is we go after something and it takes over and we don't know when to stop. So I'm inviting you to take a deeper look at this, okay? And the role that clutter takes in your life. So I have this exercise that I did, 15 years ago at a consciousness conference in San Francisco, and I spoke about simplicity. And simplicity and clutter go hand in hand, which is when you really cut out all the distractions and you get down to what really matters. You know what you need to do. So I have this basket full of ping pong balls, and I thought what we would do, and I'm going to do just a minute or two on this. This is me. This is the ping pong ball that I absolutely need to focus on at all times, right? When I'm doing that, I know I'm okay. Now for me, I'm going to go into my health, because how I take care of my body is what I bring into the world, right? So I can concentrate on both of these at the same time. I think you can tell where I'm going with this one. Now, add my love, my partner, the person that I want to spend my life with and play with. Now there's me, my health, and my partner. So we sort of juggle them all, and we come up with a routine that works where we get to touch and play with everything. Now, we add kid 1 and kid 2, kind of like Dr. Seuss's thing 1 and thing 2. These are wild cards. You don't know what they're going to do. Their behavior, their needs, their learning styles, everything's going to be really different. So now I need to take my health, me, the love of the man that I love, and these children. And I need to find a way to maybe drop them and catch them and realize, uh-oh, something just fell on the ground and I had to go pick it up. Now, when we add soul work, friends, or soul work like our religion, our faith, how we nurture something bigger than ourselves, our friends, the people we need to talk to, how we give back to the community, the passions that we bring into. Do we love to play tennis? Do we love to go to yoga? What matters to us? What, cooking food. These are I'm having a hard time holding them, right? Work, how I take care of making money and supporting myself, right? And, extended family. These guys are the last in the box, and I don't even have anything over here. And I'm noticing that my partner's over there on the ground, over there, and the other one I dropped was my health. So those two are off the table right now, and I haven't even started to deal with them. So here's my extended family, and here's my home. And that needs maintenance, and it needs care, and it needs attention. So I have all of these, right? Woo! We're going to put them in the basket, stir them up, and find out how am I going to juggle all of these at once, okay? And just for kind of shits and giggles, I'm going to take a handful and try to catch as many as I can as we're going along. Oh, I got 3, I got 4, I got 2, I got 3, I got 4. And so right now, after being so distracted and trying to maintain and keep some sort of balance, I've made a priority of my friends, my work, how I give back to the community, and how I nurture my soul. And my kids, and my partner, and my health, and my extended family. There's a whole bunch of them. And they're scattered all over the floor, and I can't even access them because I don't have time for them. So if I can't focus, and somehow the worst part is that I'm down there. How I take care of me is on the ground. It's gone. And so if we were just to take this soul work and know that this is me, and all I want to do is keep slowly adding the 1 or 2 or 3 things that matter the most to me. This is how we approach our life. So when we can declutter, when we can bring order, when we can bring a pattern of care into our lives, we have the opportunity to breathe. We have the opportunity to respond and be receptive to what the world is asking of us, to what we're here to be and do, and to participate, right? So let's explore clutter over the next 2 weeks, next couple of days, next week, next 2 weeks. Let's explore, what is your relationship with clutter? How do you get overwhelmed with it? How do you maintain it? How does it enter into your life? So this is what I do. I'm a coach. And we look at clutter, we look at parenting, we look at priorities, we look at you, we look at your health, we look at all that stuff as a parent. So if you're interested, look me up on DeniseDrydenCoaching.com, and we can talk. Give me a call. I hope you enjoy your Sunday and you enjoy your week. And now that you've been tapped on the shoulder, it's time to pay attention to clutter. Take care. Bye-bye.